Tried to hold it in, tried to keep it contained, but fire was never meant to stay small. There was a spark I couldn't hide, buried deep but still alive. Every doubt, every scar, only fed it from afar. I kept it low, I kept it tight, hidden in the dead of night. But every second it remained, it only grew inside the flame. You can't cage what's born to burn, you can't stop what won't return. Burn through it all. There's a heat you can't control when it's rooted in your soul. Every time they pushed it down, only made it break the ground. I don't hide it anymore, I don't fight it like before. Now I let it take its place, let it show its real face. You can fear it, you can run, but the fire's just begun. Burn through it all. Let it rise, let it spread. Every doubt, every thread, everything they tried to hold couldn't stand against the glow. Not destruction, not the end, just a force they couldn't bend. And the moment it ignites, it turns the dark into the light. Feel the heat, feel it rise, feel it burn through the light. Yeah, the fire I carry burned through them all, and I won't try to stop it now. Every scar, every flame turned into a different name. Yeah, I don't hide, I don't fall, I let it burn through it all. And everything that stood tall, burn through it all. So if you feel it deep inside, that heat you try to hide, don't fight it, don't run. That fire is who you've become. They tried to shape me, tried to contain me, but something like me was never meant to be controlled. I felt the weight of every chain, every loss, every pain. Every line they tried to draw only made me wanting more. I stayed inside the frame they made, played the part, obeyed the game, But deep inside I always knew that wasn't what I'd do. You can't hold what won't stay still. You can't break what bends at will. I became the force they couldn't control. Every limit lost its hold. Every rule they tried to set was something I outgrew and left. Yeah, I moved beyond the lines, beyond their rules, beyond their signs, and everything they tried to hold lost control. There's a shift when something breaks, not the body, but the cage. Every thought they tried to own now stands fully on its own. I don't follow what they say, I don't move the same old way, and every step I choose to take makes the whole world shake. You can't stop what's already free. You can't bind what's meant to be. I became the force they couldn't control. Every limit lost its hold. Every rule they tried to set was something I outgrew and left. Yeah, I moved beyond the lines, beyond their rules, beyond their signs, and everything they tried to hold lost control. Not a voice, not a name, not a piece inside their game. I became something unknown, something fully overthrown. Every system, every chain, every attempt to contain turned into the very thing that made me everything. Still rising, still free, still more than they see. Yeah, I became the force they couldn't control, and I don't answer to it anymore. Every scar, every fight turned into a different light. Yeah, I don't bend, I don't fall, I don't answer to it all, and everything they tried to hold lost control. So if they try to draw your line or tell you how to live your life, just remember, you're not here to be controlled. You're here to become. I used to think all I'd ever leave was a mark, a trace, a name. But I see it now. It was never that small. Through shadows, through the fire, through every fall, through every wire, every step I couldn't see still carved a path inside of me. I thought I'd fade like all the rest, just another name, another test. But every moment I became was never built to stay the same. It wasn't just the things I've done, it's what I've now become. I didn't leave a mark, I changed the something more. There's a shift you can't ignore when you stop being what you were. Every line they tried to draw breaks when you become the force. I don't look for where I've been, I don't chase what might have been. I just stand in what I've made, a world that no one can replace. Not a trace that fades away, but a change that's here to stay. I didn't leave a mark, I changed the world. Every scar, every burn, every step, every turn, rewrote everything I learned. Yeah, I didn't stay the same, didn't play that little game, and everything I thought I was turned into something more. Maybe we were never meant to just exist and then forget. Maybe every fall we face is meant to shift the time and place. Not a shadow, not a name, not a spark without a flame, but a force that moves it all, a rise that never falls. Still here, still strong, still more than before. Yeah, I didn't leave a mark, I changed the world. Now there's nothing left unchanged. Every scar became the flame, every loss rewrote the game. Yeah, I don't fade, I don't fall, I became the shift in it all. And everything I once was before doesn't exist anymore. So if you think you're just a trace, just a moment, just a place, look deeper, look again. You're not here to leave a mark, you're here to change everything. Used to run from the dark, tried to bury every scar, but it followed everywhere I went. Was a weight I couldn't shake, every choice, every mistake, every shadow in my past felt like something built to last. I try to hide, I try to run from the man I've become, but every road just led me back to the truth I couldn't crack. I thought the dark was here to break me down, but it was building something underground. It was the shadow that shaped the light. Every fall, every fight, every scar I tried to hide turned into something I couldn't deny. Yeah, I was lost in the night, but something real, something clear. Every doubt, every pain wasn't loss, it was the gain. I stopped running from the truth, stopped denying what I knew. And in the dark I used to hate, I found the strength I couldn't fake. You can't grow without the fall, you can't rise without it all. It was the shadow that shaped the light. Every fall, every fight, every scar I tried to hide turned into something I couldn't deny. Yeah, I was lost in the night, but that darkness gave me sight. And everything I tried to fight was the shadow that shaped the light. Maybe we were never meant to escape what heaven sent. Maybe everything we fear is the reason we are here. Not the pain, not the fall, but the meaning in it all. Every scar becomes the sign that the dark was by design. Still there, still deep, still strong in me. Yeah, it was the shadow that shaped the light, and I won't run from it this time. Every scar became my name, every loss became the flame. Yeah, I see it clear tonight. There was never wrong or right, just the dark that gave me sight. The shadow that shaped the light. So if you're lost inside the dark, thinking it will tear you apart, just remember, without the shadow, there is no light. There is no There is no light. They thought I'd break, they thought I'd fall. They never knew I was building something bigger than it all. I walk through fire without a sound, kept my head while it all burned down. Every doubt they threw my way only made me what I am today. I stay quiet, I stay low, let them think I'd never grow. But underneath the calm they saw, they never felt what I became. They only saw a different name. never saw coming. There's a power in holding back and letting pressure build and stack. Every moment they ignored was another strike I stored. I don't shout, I don't warn, I just rise without a form. And when I move it hits so fast, they don't see it till it's past. You can't stop what you don't see. You can't fight what's meant to be. I was the storm they never saw coming. Silent skies before the thunder running. Every scar turned into lightning. Every fall turned into something. Yeah, I rose when they thought I was done. Now I hit like a loaded gun. And every step I'm becoming the storm they never saw coming. Not a warning, not a sign, not a line you could define. I was building out of sight, now I strike without a fight. Every second that I held, every moment I was filled, turned into a force so strong they can't stop it, now it's on. Feel it rise, feel it break, feel the ground start to shake. Yeah, I was the storm they never saw coming. Now I'm the sound of the sky collapsing. Every scar became the thunder. Every fall pulled me under. Now I rise, now I run like the blast of a loaded gun. And there's no more running from it. I am the storm they never saw coming. So when you hear it in the distance, that low rolling sound, that ain't fear, that ain't warning, that's me coming down. You pushed, you pulled, you tried to break me. Now watch what I became. I stood where the pressure built, where the lines were made to tilt. Every weight they put on me only set the tension free. I bent, but I didn't break. Felt the cracks begin to shake. Every time they pushed me down, I rewrote the ground. They thought I'd fall beneath the weight, but I became the earthquake. I broke the world that tried to break me. Every chain they tried to make me. Every wall they built around. Now lies shattered on the ground. Yeah, I turned the pressure into force, changed the path, rewrote the course. Now there's nothing left to take me. I broke the world that tried to break me. There's a fire in resistance and surviving every distance. Every doubt they threw my way only made me what I became. I don't follow what they say, I don't bend, I don't obey. And every line they tried to draw, I erased without a flaw. You can't cage what won't comply. You can't break what won't deny. I broke the world that tried to break me. flame they couldn't tame. Feel it crack, feel it fall, feel it break. Through it all, yeah, I broke the world that tried to break me. And I don't care what it made me. Every scar, every fight turned me into something right. Yeah, I don't run, I don't bend, I don't break, I transcend. And there's nothing left to shake me. I broke the world that tried to break me. So if you think you can control what was never yours to hold, just remember, I don't break, I don't fall, I break it all. Held it in, every word, every scream, and now it's louder than ever. I learned to bury what I felt, kept it hidden from myself. Every word I never said still kept running through my head. I stay quiet through the pain, let it fall like silent rain. But underneath that calm disguise, something never died. You can push it down so deep, but it don't forget to breathe. Every silence I held became a roar. Every locked door hit the floor. Every moment I ignored turned into something I can't ignore. Yeah, I tried to keep it low, tried to never let it show, but everything I held before became a roar. There's a waiting holding back, and every truth I tried to mask. Every time I bit my tongue, only made it come undone. I felt it building in my chest, like a force I can't suppress. And every breath I tried to save only fed the wave. You can't hide what's meant to rise, you can't silence what survives. Every silence I held became a roar. Every locked door hit the floor. Every moment I ignored turned into something I can't ignore. Yeah, I tried to keep it low, tried to never let it show, but everything I held before became a roar. trying hard to let it hide. Just remember, silence don't last forever. One day it becomes a roar.